Good morning and welcome, everyone. Yay! As you're making your way to your seats, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Michelle LeMay, and I'm part of the Board of Trustees. I'm also on the Malama team, which is something new here that you're starting to see us with some name tags. So there's a lot of chit-chatting in the back. We can hear that you're here. Yes. Right. So I'd like to once again invite you to your seats as you're coming in. A rowdy bunch today. All right. It feels good. There's a lot of excitement in the air because we do have a lot going on. I'm going to share about a few things that are happening this week as you're finishing up your conversations and finding your seat. I feel like a teacher.
No, you're not. You're still smiling.
Yeah, I'm still smiling. I can. All right. Today took a little bit longer to settle you all in as we're inviting you to have your seats, but we would like to share a few things that are going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. And the first is that next Saturday we have our Powerful and Powerless, which is with Reverend Diane. I know that she is here right in front of me. And that is going to be on Saturday morning from 10 to 11:30. We have this twice a month on the first and third Saturdays, and it's combining the science of mind philosophy with the 12-step philosophy. So we invite you to come. Beautiful flowers. Thank you. Gorgeous. And then next Sunday, following service, we are going to be having our Women's in Consciousness group gathering circle, and then the Men Mindful Treehouse. They go and meet outside. And if you'd like to bring snacks for that, I don't always think of mentioning that, but if you want to bring snacks, feel free to do so, and that'll be directly after service next Sunday. And then in a few weeks, we have a really special workshop coming up called There is a Field, and it's going to be Reverend Dr. Peggy Price, and I'm going to invite her up to share a little bit more about it.
You're welcome. Good morning. Well, I am really thrilled and grateful to Reverend Patrick and Rita for the opportunity to share some of this material with you on Friday, September 22nd in the evening and Saturday, the 23rd, all day. The title of the workshop is There is a Field, and it comes from that beautiful quote of Rumi, out beyond the ideas of right doing and wrong doing, there is a field. I will meet you there. So it's about how we can diffuse conflict. It's about how we can look at our lives and the ways in which we maybe avoid it, we run from conflict. Some people kind of like conflict and like to make conflict, but most of us don't feel that way. So I have a couple of questions. You don't have to raise your hand. First of all, are you comfortable with conflict? Okay, no. Do you feel defensive when you're in conflict? I bet. And do you just want to avoid it altogether? Okay. Do you believe this statement? Nothing and no one is against me. How about the statement that God is all there is? Well, you kind of can't believe one of those without believing both of those. So this workshop is intended to help you get some of the high points of an 8-week course that I've taught many times that is out of this book called The Eye of the Storm. And that is not eye like we're watching on TV right now, the eye of the hurricane, but the eye that is I, that can be the calm and peaceful place, just like the eye of that hurricane we're watching right now on TV. But we can be that when things are swirling around us. And so much of the material will be coming out of this book, and this book is available in the bookstore, so go and see that. There are flyers on the back table, and there's a sign-up sheet. And if you have any questions, I'll be here after the service, and I'll be happy to address them for you. I'm really looking forward to this opportunity, and I trust that you will come. You will truly benefit. This is a life-changing course. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as Dr. Reverend Peggy mentioned, the information table is out back, and it'll actually be manned by Sue Buckley today. So if you have any questions about any of the activities we've got going, then see Sue. Also at the information table, both this week and next week, we have special guests that are here from Arizona. Mr. Mark Reed, if you don't mind standing up, and his beautiful wife, Dora. Practitioners from Arizona. He has a couple of books that he has authored, and he himself will be out back with his books if you're wanting to purchase them and have him sign that. He'll be here this week and next week. All right, well, thank you for your kind attention, everyone. I'd like to introduce Reverends Patrick and Rita. Yay!
I guess I could have just said that out loud.
Could you go get my power of decision out of the office? Thank you, Michelle.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yay.
Wow, here we are.
Yeah, so before we start, we want to say thank you to what happened here yesterday. We had an amazing youth open house. It was like amazing.
Amazing.
It just goes to show that when you build it, they will come. And we had about 20 kids showed up, and they were having fun, making crafts. They were with Zippity the Clown. They were face painting and all kinds of things.
Oh my
so
gosh, drumming with
Louise.
and,
Yeah, it was absolutely
smoothies. Mr. and Mrs. Smoothie
Oh yeah,
were
I forgot
here.
the smoothies.
And what you got was health, and it was like the whole refrigerator was filled with all these healthy foods. And Michelle was saying, "I've never seen so much healthy food in the inside of the."
It was awesome.
So we're changing.
If those that were there that helped yesterday, please stand because we just want to
yes,
give you a round of
please,
applause.
please.
Janice, I think, is with the kids.
Janice
but yay.
is with the kids. Oh,
And
thank you.
George. Yeah, and Michael.
Oh my gosh,
okay.
he's in the
Oh
house.
my God, who's here?
Is that Michael Fox?
Yeah, if you haven't seen him already, we drove into the parking lot yesterday and we thought we'd seen a vision. And for those of you that know, Michael Fox and his wife Carrie used to be here with us and part of our Ohana. They did music with us, and he just is back on island. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes,
You'll have to talk
yes.
to him about it.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Okay, so we ready?
Yes.
You get. Let me do it. You talk.
So this is our time of just taking a moment to remember peace. And it comes in all forms, right? It also comes in the form of Mother Nature, which is right now we're knowing that as our great master Jesus was able to say, be still, be still. And there is nothing horrible going on. It's just Mother Nature. And we're just kind of a little bit in the way right now. And we're going to do a little dancing around that. So I'm so blessed to just take this time, because if it doesn't start here, if we don't end the hurricanes that are living within inside of us, my friends, then they're not going to be ending out there. And just FYI. So let us calm the storms from within ourselves and allow that to be, and just let it penetrate out as we take a moment of silence. Of peace. And taking that peace and just allowing our eyes to open and allow it to just fill this room, and knowing that there is no time or space in the mind of good, and that peace that we have experienced goes out to everyone, no matter where they are. And it has landed right there where they are needed to feel this as well. And so it is.
Hey, so good morning again. And I'm Reverend Rita. If you don't know me, I see some new faces out there today. And this is Reverend Patrick. And over here we have Maria Christina at the piano.
Yes.
And a little bit later, you'll see Luis up here drumming the drums. And so you are in a center for spiritual living, an amazing teaching that came to being through the consciousness of a man named Dr. Ernest Holmes in the early 20th century and late 1800s. And it's not new thought, although it's called new thought. It's basically very old thought, very ancient thought that just says that God is all there is, like Dr. Peggy said, that says that all that we look at is the divine presence, and all that we are is the divine presence. There's not a part of us that's not that. And if we're looking for God on the outside, I know for myself, my whole life, that was where I was looking. And just to come to find out that all the time the reason I couldn't find it was because it was in here. And so that's the greatest part, I think, about this teaching for me, was that I found the God within myself and was able to realize that as I looked out at everyone, that's what I was seeing. And so it's very powerful, and I hope you enjoy your time here today, because we're going to have a wonderful time. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a beautiful energy in here today. We were saying that when the kids are here, they may have left, but their energy is still running around in the room, you know. And we can all remember that. I saw that yesterday in the adults, that beautiful childlike wonder that just comes out, and we forget all of that adult stuff that we think we have to do. So who is here for the very first time? Please raise your hand. There you go. There you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, we know something about you, and you're looking kind of like, who did Emma tell me something about it? Wait. But we do have something, we want to share it with you. It's not intimidating, but it's the absolute truth. And in case you forgot it, we're here to remind you. Shall we? You are magnificent. And you are relieved, I see on the corner. He's got, whoa, I thought the whole truth thing was going to come out today. What kind of place is this? So we know that about you, and it's just like the peace candle when we light that we can't have peace out there unless we have it in here. We can't know your magnificence unless we know our own magnificence. So shall we say it together? I am magnificent. And this is such a beautiful moment, because usually we say hello to Michael and Carrie, because there's a camera behind us that's bringing everything from in here out into the world, and even on this island and on the mainland. But we usually go, Michael, okay, but now, so you can come up here for a moment and say hello to Carrie. So there we go. Give it up for Michael. Oh. Okay, so we're going to just let everyone that's watching here know exactly how magnificent they are, shall we? You are magnificent. And I'm going to tell you, that feels good. I talked to Michael. Michael said, you do not know how great that feels on a Sunday. And people that are just back in Malia, and just people tell us, you don't know how good that feels to be sitting in your living room, very comfortable, sipping coffee in your pajamas, and just looking and sitting there going, you are magnificent. So would you look to your left, to your right? Somebody, will you let them know who they are, please? You are magnificent. You are magnificent. Oh, you are. Stop yourself. You know how magnificent you are. You're magnificent. I am? Oh, my God. Yeah, I even did a little tucking in today. All right, so let's take that magnificence. Let's stand up and let's have our opening song, Away, Away. You ready? You ready?
Away, away. So much loving in the world. Away, away. So much loving in the world. Living together as one. Under the golden sun, living together as one. Under the golden sun. sun. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul.
Back in the groove here. Okay. I was out there, but I'm pulling it back in right now. Oh my God, I am so grateful. I am so grateful to be here today. I'm grateful to feel good today, and I do. I'm grateful for that one source, that one power that runs through me, that runs through all of creation. I know that it's good, and I know that it's here present today in each and every one of us. And I give thanks for that and for this time, this moment that can never be repeated that we have together today to do with whatever we decide to do with it. So I know I'm open enough to be more of Rita, more of that love, more of everything. And I know that for each and every person here. So I say, let the service begin. Let it roll out. Let's have fun. And so it is.
Away, away. So much loving in the world. Away, away. So much loving in the world. Living together as one. Under the golden sun. Living together as one. Under the golden sun. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul.
Wowie zowie. I am so glad, since this service is about decisions, that not only did all of you decide to come or tune in, but that my buddy, brother, Michael Fox, decided to show up. So, okay, my name is Rob Jones, and I am one of the 3 new certified practitioners here. I love to keep saying that, because I can't believe it. Thank you. So, I invite you to settle in your seats and get ready for meditation. And I made the decision today to consult with somebody who had a quote about decisions, Ralph Waldo Emerson. So I invite you to close your eyes if that feels good and go within. And what Ralph said, as a man thinketh, so is he. And as a man chooseth, so he is. As a woman thinketh, so is she. And as a woman thinketh, chooseth, so is she. Enjoy. as a man or woman chooseth, so they are. And as you slowly come back into the room from your meditation, I invite you to stay within and know that we are surrounded with spirit, with life, with that which I call God, that is infinite in all dimensions, all directions, all characteristics that boil down to love and the gifts of that love. And one of those gifts that is for every one of us here is volition or choice. And I know that I am embodying right now God's perfection love and knowing that I have choice. And if I can know it for myself, I certainly know it for everyone here, everyone live streaming, and everyone on this planet. And so in knowing this, what I know is that our choices are for us to make of what we want our lives to be. And every day we can choose new choices to express a better life, better experiences, better spiritual growth in our upward spiraling path to greater and greater things in life. And because of this, I give such grateful thanksgiving. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo for all that has been given in love for choice and decision. So I release my word into the law of life that always, always says yes. Yes to the decisions that we make. And I step out of the way to allow the law to do its work, to manifest right now. As we say together, and so it is. Thank you.
Turn to your program. Thank you, Rob.
You are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. So, welcome back again. I wanted to read a little reading from a book called Bridging Heaven and Earth. And I kind of read a little bit of it last week. It's a essay in there that's a poem. It's written like a poem, but more like an essay. It's called The Power of True Decision. And I feel like it's very appropriate for this Sunday. So I'm just going to start with that. And take it in. I mean, if you agree with it, that's fine. Maybe you don't identify with this at all. But it says most of us live in indecision. We can't decide what we want. Or even worse, we're split in what we want. Part of us wants to go forward. Another part wants to go back. A part of us wants to leave our job. Another part is afraid to leave. A part of us wants company. Another part of us wants to be alone. We can't decide what we want. And so we begin to get stuck or feel stuck in indecision. Our energy becomes blocked. We have interrupted the flow of life with our indecision. Life cannot give us what we want because we do not know what we want. Life cannot respond to us appropriately because we are giving out contradictory messages that are impossible to respond to. Suppose that you are walking down a road and you come to a fork in the road. If you take the left fork, you'll come to the beach. How appropriate for Kauai. If you take the right fork, you'll come to the forest. You sit there, wondering which way to go. You love the beach, but you also love the forest. You cannot decide, and so you remain there. You're stuck. As long as you remain in a decision, you will go nowhere. You will enjoy neither the beach nor the forest. I mean, even if you walk to the beach, you'll still be thinking about the forest. Yeah? And so you haven't really arrived at the beach at all. A part of you is still at the forest, and you are split. Now, all you have to do, which I read last week, is make a true decision, and you'll come into wholeness. Your energy will unblock as the life force begins to flow again. You will get what you want. When you make a true decision, the outcome is assured. In truth, the outcome is contained within the decision. Yeah. Okay, so I love this because I have been in that place so many times in my life. And it's not like your decisions aren't about what you actually do. They're actually about how you feel about what you're doing. Because you could say, oh, I made this great decision, to move to Kauai and everything, and then you're spending your whole time feeling like you don't deserve to be here because you really should be back taking care of whoever or all the family that told you not to leave and yada, yada. I mean, that's just an example I know because a lot of people come to talk to me about that. So are you enjoying being on Kauai? Yes. Good. I'm glad to hear it. You can all go home now. No. But sometimes decisions, you'll make a decision, right? And it's like your emotions are creating the indecision, like your emotions, like I just talked about guilt, regret, what some people think about us, all that kind of stuff keeps us into indecision, even though we think we've made a decision. So I've been asking myself about this lately because I'm trying to figure out still what kind of minister I want to be. When I decided to be a minister, I thought I knew what kind of minister I wanted to be, and I know that I want to awaken people to their magnificence. That was my goal, to make people feel good about themselves. And I think it's because the biggest lesson I've had to learn in my life was to feel good about myself. I eventually had to make a decision to do that. I was brought up in a household where the first things I heard were, you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. They loved me, but that was the way they disciplined me. So don't say anything because, you don't know what you're talking about. And no matter what you do, you're never going to be good enough because there's always something else you could be doing, right? So I think that's why I was drawn to be a minister that wanted to make people feel good about themselves, because that's what I've been doing. And I'm still doing it. It's amazing that it still comes up, that idea of you're not good enough, you're not doing good enough, blah, 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 blah. So what I've come to understand about this is it's something that has to come from within ourselves, and we have to make a decision to do it. When I was training to be an actor, I had this, well, what I considered at the time a horrible teacher. He was so negative. Well, we walk into class, he's reading the paper and telling us everything that's going on in the world. And then, yeah. And then we get up to do our scenes. And for a whole semester, I worked on a scene from Night Mother. If you're familiar with the play about a girl that commits suicide, and there's a scene with her mother where she's telling her what she's going to do. I was playing the daughter. Oh my God, the whole semester, I could not do that scene right for that teacher. I could not do it. I left that class crying, feeling like a bad actor, feeling like I could never do the right thing for him. Finally, one day he looked at me, and I had been getting lead roles in all over the place and other things, so I thought, why can't he see my talent? Why can't he see it? Well, finally one day he said to me, your problem is everyone tells you you're good. And now I was like even more mad. Because I was like, how dare he? Doesn't he know how good I am? And it wasn't until recently that I realized what he's saying. I was putting all my stock on the outside for him to tell me I was good, for him to tell me I was a good actor. I was just so full of myself because everybody was telling me what a good actor I was on the outside and how beautiful my voice was and all that kind of stuff. But was it coming from inside me? And some teachers act that way. They try to break you down, right? I've had plenty of those. Why? Why have I attract them into my life to make me? My father was like that. I attract it because I read this thing today. If a lesson keeps appearing in your life, it means that you came here to learn that lesson. You came here for that. It's just going to show up in different ways until you get it. And then maybe you can move on to another lesson, if you want to call it a lesson. Michael likes to call them experiences. We were talking about that yesterday. So eventually, I have to make the decision. And I have to make the decision of what kind of minister I want to be. Do I want to be the kind of minister that's going to be coddling everybody and trying to make them feel good about themselves? Or am I going to stretch them and ask them to feel good about themselves? To find the ways to feel good about themselves, to find the things that light their hearts so that they don't have to rely on me to tell them how great they are. Because I can't do it. It's exhausting. You know, I think that I do it, but it's not enough. It's never going to be enough. It was never enough for me, and it's never going to be enough for anybody else. It's never going to be enough for, even for, you tell your child over and over how wonderful they are, and they still come with their own little spirits, and they're still trying to figure it out themselves. So eventually we have to give people the tools to make the good decisions about themselves in their lives. The tools that I know have worked for me, tools like meditation and reading and spiritual treatment and contemplating and sitting with myself and affirming to myself and doing things that make me feel good. It's so important, and I really believe that I'm shifting right now. I'm shifting because I've been really too worried about what everybody thinks of Rita, my parents. Yeah. Oh, thank you. See, but now I can't even listen to him. So I like it. We like it when someone calls us Wonder Woman, right? But what about when they call us, you know what? Right? Right? So, you know, there was this guy named Robert Redford. I think you know who he is, right? And the thing is, once you make the decision, you got to stick with it, right? You got to stick with it. You can always make another decision. But if you say you're going to make a decision, you got to at least give it a chance, right? Well, Robert Redford, apparently, I had a teacher that knew him, and he was just like so great that he knew Robert Redford, right? And this teacher had part in the industry too, and he met Robert Redford one day. And he goes, Robert, remember when we did blah 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 blah? And Robert just looked at him and said, I never look back. I know. I thought the same thing. I went, boy, this guy's cold. He never looks back. And this teacher was like, I couldn't believe he said that to me. But now I get it. Robert Redford is a very successful man. I don't know what he's like personally, but I know that you can't be successful if you're continually looking back, unless your back is going to serve your front, right? That means unless your past, something that happened in your past is going to serve your present, and you can bring it into the now, then what's the point of it? So it's like people, I had a great life in Los Angeles. I had great friends there. I still have great friends there. I had a great center there. I had lots of fun there. I had a nirvana there, what I considered a nirvana. But I can't go back there. And my friends, when I talk to them from there, we don't sit there talking about how great it was at the NoHo Arts Center back in 2005. No, we talk about what we're doing today. We've made a decision to go forward, and so now here we are now. Nobody cares what I did there. Nobody cares, really. I thought everybody was going to care when I moved to Los Angeles that I was this great star in New Mexico. Who cares? Who is she now, right? It's who we are now. It's what we're doing now. It's the decisions we're making now, in the now, because decisions are made in the now. So I was not feeling well this week, and I had a lot of time to think. I wasn't feeling well. When you're sick, when you don't feel you're off balance, dis-ease, you get a lot of chance to sit there and really think about it. Really think about what you want out of life. Really think about what you're doing with your life. And I've had that opportunity this week, and I bless that. I bless that. I don't like to have it happen all the time, and it doesn't, thank God, with me very often. But I bless it because I know good comes from everything, and I feel like a lot of good came out of this week for me, making me feel stronger in myself and making me feel stronger in what I feel that is my mission to do. So starting with myself, and that's where we all have to start, right with ourselves, and know that we have, and this is what this teaching is all about. It's not about gurus. Patrick and I are not gurus. We do not tell people what to do. We do not coddle. We should not be coddling people or anything. We should be making you stand up for who and what you are and live your life from that place. That's what we should be doing. And that is what the decision I made this week is stand up, guys, because we need this. This world needs us right now. It doesn't need us to sit here waiting for other people to tell us that they like us or that we're, that we're good enough or we're not. We just stand up with what we're doing now and do it and be it most of all. So I love you. I really do. Not that it matters, but. I respect you, and I know that every decision you make is a divinely guided decision for you and only you. And I know that. And I know it's for the highest good because it always is for the highest good of all when we make those true, beautiful decisions. Namaste. Sing for us, baby.
Please allow me to see myself in you until no matter what comes, I always remember we are one. May I love all people and not tune with all of creation and love, so that grace fills my days and you are all I see and think of. I love my life with you. I love my life with you. I live my life for you. I love my life with you. Cosmic dancer, my closest friend, bringer of joy without end. Cosmic dancer, where have you been? Please come and dance with me again. If my heart opens with compassion and I am complete as I am, to where I need nothing, could only be with you holding my hand. Walk with me, come talk with me, move with me, come close to me, dance with me in ecstasy, all the way with me eternally. Cosmic dancer, my closest friend, bringer of joy without end. Cosmic dancer, where have you been? Let's fall in love again. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. the starlight in your rooms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm flooded in the starlight in your rooms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm flooded in the starlight in your arms tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. Cosmic dancer, my closest friend, bringer of joy without end. Cosmic dancer, I'm so deep in, falling in love again.
Mahalo. Yeah, I hardly ever bring a book up with me because I usually write it ahead of time, but this morning I was reading, he's relentless, just to let you know right off the bat. I said it last week, I'll say it again. If you're ever not feeling well and you want to read, I was telling Michelle this morning, if you ever want to read about I Am Healthy in here and you're expecting some warm and fuzzies, this would not be Raymond Charles Barker. Because he's going to continue, and I looked for some loopholes this week, by the way. As much as I know, I'm still looking for loopholes to prove something wrong or right or something. But I was a little under the weather, and I had to understand what under the weather meant. And it's that, as some of you know, it's like the British sailors, they went out, and what happened was when they were out there and the wind was blowing and then kind of messing with your stomach a little bit, called seasickness, I guess it was. They had to go down to the very bottom, under the deck, under the weather, in order to recoup. Have you ever had to recoup? No? Nah, me either. So there's an advantage to recouping. There's a great advantage. And what I'm learning is if you don't do it on your own, then there's not a mean boogeyman out there to get to you, but it will happen because I believe that there is a demand that we put upon ourselves to be all that we are, as Rita so eloquently was putting today. And it's a very hard place because a lot of times when people come to a center, there's a woundedness that we've all experienced. I know when I came, I sat in the very back because I felt this kind of feeling like I wasn't ready for the front row, you know what I mean? And a lot of people are never ready for the front row, and there's nothing really happening up here that's not happening back there. There you go, first time here, front row, first time here. But what I learned was, this topic this week is called To Decide or Not to Decide. That is the question. There you go. So Raymond Charles Barker, I'm telling you, last week it went off the shelves. There were like 5 of them went, and I don't know why I'm so thrilled about somebody who kind of like isn't, warm and fuzzying me. I don't understand what I'm about with that, but I kind of like sometimes the straight truth. You're magnificent. You are magnificent. I am magnificent. And anything in between is a lie. All this other stuff. And I found this wonderful quote by Winston Churchill, of all things. Before you can inspire with emotion, you must be swamped with it yourself. Before you can move their tears, your own must flow. To convince them, you must yourself believe. So that's, once again, it always starts back here. We're never the loophole, there is none. It always comes back to self. And so why I've been wanting this is, yesterday I listened to a 10-minute tape on Raymond Charles Barker by this other wonderful New Thought man. And he was talking about Raymond Charles Barker was the old school New Thought. There's no such thing. How can you be old school New Thought? There's no such thing. But what I really hooked into was our forefathers and foremothers of this New Thought movement. And they call it a movement for a reason, because we need to move. We need to move. And what I found by this, it was interesting. He was saying, oh, Raymond Charles Barker's this old school, and all these people are old school. And now Wayne Dyer was using Louise Hayes, wonderful Louise Hayes. Give it up for Louise, who transitioned this week. Yeah, she transitioned this week, and I believe for me that she got bored and said, I'm sorry, I think you guys are all wonderful, but I'm going on to something else. It's even more spectacular. I've given you everything I can give you. Now love yourself. I've given it to you. I've done it. Now it's up to you now. You love yourself. So I was thinking about all these wonderful, that when you look at their pictures, they look like old school. They look like even Ernest Holmes. It looks like he's all stuffy and sitting there, I created a New Thought ministry, and what I was thinking of all these beautiful people, and what they knew is that they didn't have the advantage that we have in the medical. Let's just talk health for a minute. They didn't have shrines that we call hospitals. They didn't have that. They didn't have places to go. They were like, whoa, I'm sick. What am I going to do? Oh, maybe God, good, alignment. So their big thing was they decided to align with the divinity because they didn't have a choice. They didn't have the antibiotics in the world. They're going, we're in a heap of trouble here. I'm sick and I don't know what to do about it. Because you cannot have both at the same time. And this is a very tricky conversation because people say, where's your compassion? It isn't about not having compassion. It's about remembering who I am. And so I said to myself, self, if you're so aligned, what's going on in your body right now? What's going on, man? And I didn't belittle myself, what's going on here? And I said, well, I guess you're not as aligned as you thought you were. You're not aligned. You don't get brownie points. We don't get brownie points for God. We don't get, oh, Patrick was really good this week. Richard Diamond was an absolutely wonderful thing. So we'll go and with that experience that you had, my friend, right? Yeah, the experience with a heart and whatever it is, it's all wonderful and it's all God. But if I separate and saying my stomach ache is my stomach ache and God is over here, then I got two things going on. And guess what? There's one mind. One mind. So what do we do about it? We don't beat ourselves up about it. But I know our forefathers and foremothers said, I got an idea. Myrtle Fillmore from the Unity Ministry, she said, there's got to be a better way. I'm sick. My body is not holding up to this. What am I going to do? And then you surrender. What's interesting about this philosophy, as I passionately get involved in it, is I hear people go, I've tried everything. I might as well try you, Patrick. Another esteem builder. We have went to every doctor, every healer on the island, every da-da-da. So what do you got? And then what happens is a healing takes place, and the reason it takes place is that you got out of the way, and you surrendered, and you said, oh, it's the last chance. I literally just had someone say, I've tried everything. I might as well try you. And so I go, wow, I feel good. But as Rita would say, we don't need to feel that. I don't need to have anyone's approval or anything else, and that's what I have been learning. And this is how a little something else I want to talk about. I want to talk about entitlement. Has anybody ever felt entitled? No? I love you, by the way. I just did let you know I love this man back there. Entitlement is very, very scary because I have felt entitled in my life. The woman or the man with the great voice is entitled to the lead song. The doctor is entitled because of his education. And he's entitled for you to behave accordingly to his entitlement. And I'm going to, land some news on us today. And it's good news. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. And here's the freedom. You don't owe anyone anything either. So what do you do with that? I sat there today, I said, well, if I don't owe you and you don't owe me and I'm not entitled, what am I going to do? And what am I going to do? Because we spend a lot of our times thinking, I did this, and you need to behave like that, and I gave up this, and parents go through it all the time. It's like, well, I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to be born. You owe me. Wait till we find out. This is the great news. Wait till we find out that they were just a container to get us here. And that they owe us nothing. And I owe them nothing. And I'm going to tell you something, some real healing came with this, especially with my mom, who many of you know. It was a wonderful relationship, but towards the end of her life, it got a little sticky. Because she still felt entitlement, that I owed her. I owed her not to be in Kauai. I owed her whatever she thought I owed her. And I thought she owed me a little respect after everything that I gave her. All those 50 years of being your caretaker. I got you through, your husband. I got you through. Who cares? Right? And it was beautiful because, and then guess what opens up? I got to start loving her. When you don't owe anybody anything, all that's left is love. Have you ever felt that, though? Except for you. Have you ever felt that? Have you ever felt that idea that there's an entitlement going on? Barker also talks about a grand utopia. Do you believe we live in utopia? Yes, we can. Barker says that if we took every one of our divine ideas and we acted upon it, we would have utopia. But instead, we're spending a lot of our time with what we don't have. There's a lot of love going on over in Florida right now, just in case any of you would like to know that. There's a lot of people loving one another where they couldn't love each other before. There's a lot of love. Tomorrow's 9/11, yeah. But once again, that's great that 9/11's, but what I'm remembering is 9/11/17. That's what I'm going to remember tomorrow. So this has been a wonderful thing, going down below the weather, down in the deck, and doing a lot of soul searching and a lot of understanding where I want to go from here. And don't worry, this isn't a goodbye story. This isn't like, I think, did you hear them? We're not going anywhere. But what we are going to do is stay here anew with you. It's very important. We have grown as a community, not because we stayed the same. We grew as a community because we were willing and daring, or as, once again, Barker says, I dare you to live an extraordinary life. I dare you, because that's what we have. I love this other idea of entitlement. It says, a sense of entitlement will surely always guarantee you a seat at the victim's table. A sense of entitlement will surely always guarantee you a seat at the victim's table. Because this is what happens. If I owe you and you owe me, we never get to the business of living. Because I'm only worried about what you haven't done for me lately. And does that mean that we don't respect one another? No. That means that you're going to even respect more because you're not so busy wondering what I'm not doing or you're not doing for me. And so I'll be able to have all that time to respect and love you. And that's really good news. So no, I have to say Barker gets a little, what's the word? Gets a little harsh. And if you don't go into the guilt load, he says the idea of you decide to align with divinity and decide, and this is what I'm going to leave you with, a little bit of this. It's time to decide to upgrade the image of yourself. That's what we need to do. This is what today is about. This is what this center is about. This is what I'm about. It's time to upgrade the image of yourself. And that is the thing that we do. Did you know, and if you don't, you'll be finding out in a matter of 20 seconds. Did you know that there is not a word in the Tibetan, with the Tibetan people for guilty? Where the hell, what? How did that happen? The closest translation is intelligent regret that decides to do things differently. Because, I know, right? The closest translation is intelligent regret that decides to do things differently. And that's called intelligence. I'll tell you what isn't unintelligent. What is not intelligent is the fact of taking something and just keep regurgitating it over and over. Have you ever played those stories? Oh my God. They're time consuming too. Have you ever noticed that? And then when you're not well, you're like, well, I got all the time in the world to feel sorry for myself. Wait, I'm. So what do we do about compassion? Because that always comes up with this. Well, if we're just thinking about this and we're thinking about that, where's compassion? Don't you worry about compassion. If you're not so busy trying to get something from somebody else, and you're so busy giving, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have all the compassion, all the love, and when you don't feel well, there's going to be somebody right there saying, I love you. There's going to be beautiful practitioners on this island that will be there to secure and help you in your physical body. But the last message of the day is, they're not your healers either. At the end of the day, it will be you who decides to heal thyself. They'll take you all the way to where you're feeling good. And they'll walk you all the way there. And you're like, yeah, take me all the way, man. And then the true healer, the true practitioner says, I love you. You can do this. And just standing right there. And they don't push you, but they do say, jump. Jump. I can't. I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right here for you. Jump. But can't you go with me? No, sorry. You can hold my hand all the way till you jump, though. But don't yank me in with it. And jump. I love you guys. I love you guys. Do you know how spectacular you are? Do you know how wonderful you are? Can you do me a favor? We did it last week, but how many times could you not do it? Can you just hold yourself for a minute? If it feels good, if it feels uncomfortable, it's all right. It's been a while sometimes that we gave ourselves a nice big hug and love. And just say with me, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Everyone, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Now I am complete. Namaste.
Thanks. Yay. Thank you, everyone. So it's our time for giving, and I want to say thank you in advance. Things like yesterday wouldn't have been possible without your donations, really. And we had, like I said, just the things we do here, you really support, so thank you for that in advance. And there is an affirmation in our program, and thank you to all the people online who support us. We really love and appreciate you too. Where is it? Let's turn to our program. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I give freely today, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it
is, and so it does.
Gratitude all around us. Yes?
Gratitude before me, Gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
And I am so grateful for these wonderful gifts that come to support CSL Kauai and to go out in the world and support the world everywhere, and even to bring clowns and children to CSL everywhere. So I say mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Thank you for supplying us in the flow of abundance. As we say together, and so it is.
So everyone feeling good? Yeah. You ready for your Sunday, whatever that's going to be? I trust it's going to be fun because I can tell the look in your eyes.
So we need to get the kids up here. Where are they? Are they here?
I think
Roseanne,
Stephanie,
can you
you
open
got
that
them,
door
right?
real quick? Just yeah.
So you can tell them a few things.
Okay, while we're waiting for the kids to come out, I want to mention something that maybe you could pass the word about, which is that we are starting a theater program here in October for teenagers. So we received a grant from the Stanley Foundation, a seed grant, and we are starting in October. So if you know any teens, please take a flyer in the back and bring it to them. We are going to have an amazing time. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, we're very excited about using theater as empowerment for teens. So mahalo for passing the word. And come on up.
Come on up as Jenna's and the kids.
We had some kids today.
We have Everett,
Yay.
Amelia, Kelly, there we go. And so who do we have here today?
We have Lily, Kaua'i, Everett, and Amelia here today, and we had an awesome time. We made a oil, water, and glitter bottle, and the kids have some analogies behind it to have fun with. We had fun exploring ourselves in our magnificence with the book, All I See Is Part of Me, and we did some poems about ourselves that we could share quickly.
Want to share, Amelia?
No.
No? Everett?
We don't get, yeah.
I am quick as a cheetah, funny as a clown, smart as a teacher, sweet as a flower, happy as a dog, silly as a chicken, loud as a rooster, brave as a wolf, strong as a lion, tall as a giraffe.
Anybody else? Yelling? And so it is.
I'm quick as a cat, funny as a penguin, smart as a rat, sweet as a quack, happy as a chipmunk, silly as can be, loud as an elephant, brave as a leopard, strong as a mammoth, tall as a skyscraper. quick as a cheetah, funny as a... What? Oh, whoops, I messed up on that one.
It's okay.
Smart as a penny, sweet as an apple, happy as a dog, silly as a duck.
Okay, so let's just. Whoa, you ready?
Fine.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey, Amelia.
Quick as a cheetah, funny as a monkey, smart as a grown-up, and sweet as a strawberry.
So,
Smart as a grown-up. I love that, Amelia.
I know. Anyway.
Mama's all proud over there.
So let's just take a moment to settle in and just, oh my God, just send the love in our hearts out into the world to all the children, not just these 4 standing here who are so special, but all the children in the world, knowing they are all cared for, guarded, guided, protected, and on their path, and that they meet love wherever they go. That's what I know, and that's what I claim, and that's what I announce, and let's just affirm together, and so it is. Yay.
Give it up. Yeah.
Woo, thank you, Janice. Thank you, George. Thank you.
We have another child in the house. I can see that.
Yeah, we have Malia back
the
there.
Little
So
baby.
before we close, just know that there will be practitioners up here should you want a spiritual mind treatment about anything that you want to know in your life a little clearer. They'll be here to bring that clarity for you. So enjoy that. Take advantage of that. And there's also a treatment box in the back of the room by the front door where you can put your treatment request. And it's
Mark
all
Reed will be
confidential.
back.
And Mark Reed will be out there with his beautiful
And
books.
I wouldn't mention that I was asked to do the foreword in his book, and so I mean
okay.
I wouldn't, but I wouldn't. But just saying.
Just saying.
Since I'm not looking for your compliments anymore, I'm just going to give them to myself.
All right, is that it?
Yes.
That's it. Okay, so why don't we rise and sing our closing song?
Whoa.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.
Everybody.
Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
And as we continue this bright, sunny day, this light that is not out there, it starts right here within each and every one of us. And I know that all that is needed is gratitude, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you in this room. I am grateful for this thing called life, for this thing called love. I am grateful for Michelle, who every week does those announcements so beautifully and heads those beautiful Malama Mama team, Malama Mama, Malama Papa team. Today we had Sabina, Sue, and Deb Valentina. And we also have our wonderful sound man that reminds us there's always a pause before you actually push up that thing. And that's what I know. And Rob back there, not only at the camera, but he's double dutying today and up here giving us a wonderful treatment and a wonderful moment as a practitioner. And Ron Stover, who's always there. With Sarah Tina's back there too. We have leftover stuff. We got so much going on from yesterday. You don't even know. It's all back there on the table. So thank you. Thank you. And Roseanne, who's in our bookstore back there, she's waving, ready to let you know about that power of decision that only 4 are left. And the mental equivalent came in. Yay! And so we have this wonderful, wonderful Maria Cristina right here that comes here every week. I am so filled with gratitude, and with gratitude for Louise, who's over there just pounding the beat of life for us so that we can continue to know that. And I bless this wonderful, wonderful lady who we are always, as a team, always on fire today and always willing to change, always willing to remember. And so I say yes. I say yes to Janice, the kids, George Dempsey, and I say thank you to each and every one of you. So, oh, and these beautiful flowers, Arlene and Peter. Thank you so much. There you go. So gratitude can go on and on and on and on, can't it? But I promise I won't, because there's some stuff there's some stuff back there. But what I do want to remember is that it all starts with gratitude. Once we start with gratitude, everything falls in line. So I just love you, bless you, as together we affirm. And so it is. Now let's see clearly now.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
Bright sunny day. Yes.